Hey everybody, this is Chris from Highlands CCG. Today we have something special. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, this is Chris. We are going to be going through my green binder today. So I have some cards to put away, and yeah, just thought I'd take a little trip. I haven't really gone through this binder in quite a while, and it's always fun to look at the cards you have, the accomplishment of collecting, and kind of reflecting back on, wow, look at, like, you know, usually as a collector I'm like super focused on what I don't have. What is the next thing I'm going to get? And I think it's healthy to say, oh my gosh, look how far I've come every once in a while. The way it's structured is by alphabetical by set. It goes Dark, Legends, Antiquities, Arabian Nights, Revised, and then if there's like CE, Unlimited, Beta, that would come next, and then if there's space at the end, there's Fallen Empires. So yeah, here we are in the Dark. I'm not gonna have to like read every single card, but if there's something I want to call out, I will. I think Elves of Deep Shadows, pretty well appreciated card, but the fact that it can tap for black is pretty cool. It does do damage, 1 damage to you, but still nice mana fixing there. I love this guy. This art is crazy. Christopher Rush art. But yeah, just would love to know more about that dude. Marsh Vipers, of course. I was really into, at one point, doing the whole poison counter thing. So I had these and Pit Scorpions in a deck, and I was trying to like win that way. So I like to win in different ways than just like attack you with a Shivan Dragon or Fireball for 15 or something like that. I try to keep things interesting. But let's see. Keep going here, and then yeah, I don't think I'm missing any greens from the Dark. Scavenger Folk is pretty cool. I get that played against me a fair amount, and Venom's pretty. I like Venom. Kind of turns things into basilisks. Yeah. Oh, my friend did a cool combo with Tracker and what's it called? Living Plane, I think, the one that turns everything into 1/1s, because then he can ping them, and you know they would only do 1 back to him. Like he could just basically destroy lands, because he would do 2 damage to the land, it would do 1 damage to him, and he would survive. So pretty awesome combo. I think he won the flavor prize in our tournament. That was part of it. Yeah, one of my favorites here, the Leprechaun. I made a deck around him with the Leprechaun Ward combo of you make something green with him, you put a green ward on him, and then he can stop anything pretty much. I have if biffs in there, and I put the wards on them to protect them from the damage they're doing and so forth. So pretty fun stuff. Yeah, Void Fate now, with the errata is it counters a target instant or enchantment that targets a permanent under your control, which is way more versatile. So yeah, this card is much better now with the new wording. I think here we're missing Concordant Crossroads, just because that's a pricey card. I don't include that in here. Emerald Dragonfly, I know that was in the first pack of Legends I ever opened. So this would have been 94. Revised and the Dark were out. So like, since Legends was an older set, they raised the price to $5 a pack. I know, it's crazy, right? What a ripoff. So I only bought, I think, 1 or 2 packs, and I never got anything of note, unfortunately. But they were kind of strict. I think, like, obviously other people were smarter than I was, and they wanted more Legends, but they had like a limit. You could only buy like 2 or 3 packs or something like that. Elven Riders, pretty cool. Yeah, Floral Spoosum is good for artifact removal. There's like the giant turtle picture. That's really cool. He's pretty freaking big. There's a little dude right there running away. And what else we have? let's see, Moss Monster, that was in my first Legends pack, I remember that. Yeah, and as a kid I always thought this would look like computer generated art. It just looked different. But yeah. Master of the Hunt, you make wolves, pretty cool. So let's see, Moss Monster. After Moss Monster would be Living Plane. And then, or no, Living Plane would be before that. That's too expensive, not in here either. Eureka's not in here. Obviously, that's a super expensive card. After Moss Monster would be, so we have Pradesh Gypsies. So here would be Pixie Queen, which we do have. A couple of those. Sweet. So yeah, one of the sensitivity cards. Then we have Rebirth. I have the last one there. That's cool. Just rabid wombats. I mean, come on, that's awesome. We have Rust is pretty cool. This would be the Revelation, which we have. We have all three here. So that's satisfying. And then Sylvan Library is not in here. Pricey card. I guess not super pricey, but and then Willow Satyr is also not in here again. Kind of pricey. I need to figure out like what is my actual rule, because it seems kind of arbitrary sometimes. Oh, we got 2 Winter Blasts to fill that out. You know, it's like in my Alpha binder, for example, there's like cards that are more expensive than Sylvan Library or Willow Satyr. So like, what am I doing here? So anyway, probably need to like sit down and figure out, okay, what's my kind of threshold and how are we doing on that. Moving on into antiquities. I think all the antiquities should be here. We have the Pixies, the Tree Folk, the Druid, Crumble, Guy's Avenger, Power Leech, very cool card. Gain 1 life whenever an opponent's artifact becomes tapped or whenever the activation cost of an opponent's artifact is paid. So that's pretty sweet. And then Titania Song is another interesting one. So like, you know, you can use this on pretty devastating in Old School, because then they can't play Moxes because those will die. Those will just become 0/0s and die. Soul Ring's a 1/1. It's like it makes a lot of things vulnerable that people kind of take for granted being able to play. Cyclone is pretty interesting. It's, you know, one of those similar to like Armageddon Clock or something where, you know, you got to make sure you're ahead in the life totals, otherwise it can really backfire on you. Desert Twister. Yeah, so now we're in Arabian Nights. Drop of Honey is not here. Urnum's not here. If Biff's not here. Just, you know, those would be kind of in here. But Desert Twister, as a kid, I was insane for this card. I thought, oh my god, it can destroy any card in play. Holy cow. But, you know, 6 mana, including 2 green, it's tough. But still, very good card. I would say, you know, it's still not to be taken lightly. And then we have here the Naf's Asp, which is a variant. We have the dark over here, the light over here. Sandstorm, pretty fun in Pauper, especially if you have like a bunch of them. You kind of save them in your hand, and then somebody attacks them, like boom. And then of course the wolves. We have the dark version and the light version. What else? Oh, Singing Tree is not in here. Singing Tree is another pricey card, so that's not here. And then we go into Revised, so don't have a birds here. There's probably in a deck. Cockatrice. I think that might also be in a deck. Anyway, I gotta track these one-offs down. Force of Nature should be here. I don't think that's in a deck. So yeah, gotta look through that. Yeah, Force of Nature in like 1994 was like a $40 card, something like that. It was crazy. People were going nuts for this card. It is not that anymore. So, you know, that happens too. It's not like everything, you know, it's not like dual lands are $5 and then they're $500. Like some things were expensive and sought after and valuable before and aren't anymore, and that, you know, that's part of it. It's not all just like one thing going all in one direction all the time. You know, different cards fall in and out of favor. Just keep that in mind. And Gaia's Liege, another big card back then. Kudzu. My friend does annoying stuff with Kudzu. Yeah, Living Artifact, one of the strangest. This is Anson. Yep, very strange little creature. Would love to know if there was like an inspiration for that. What it was. Then I have here 2 signed Llanowar Elves from Anson Maddox that I sent in to him over the mail, and he very graciously signed. Regrowth, super awesome, very, again, back then, super sought after. It seems like it's pretty accessible now. Even the alpha is not very expensive, but I think it's a great card. And then we have the walls. Obviously the Enchantress is cool. There's potential there with with the enchantment stuff. Tsunami, we don't like that card. We don't talk about that card. Yep, and then Wild Growth, that kind of ends. Fast Bond was not in here, I don't think, because that one was getting pricey, so I put it aside. Yeah, Fast Bond is not here. That's the only one in Revised that's not here, and I do have them, so. Yeah, I just gotta track down those ones where I'm missing 1 or 2 randomly. And then these are just CE, just what I have. And it's mostly, like I said, functional for decks. So, like, for example, the webs I bought to put in that Leprechaun deck because, you know, then he can block flying creatures. Yeah, so like when I have the CE stuff I own, it's mostly tactical, like just to use in decks. Here's some unlimited stuff. I guess notables would be the Ice Storms, which are really cool. It's cool to have some unlimited Llanowar. And then there's 1 beta here, which is a Giant Growth. And then some Fallen Empires in the back. So that really, that does it for green. It looks like we're in pretty good shape. There's just a handful that I'm missing in green, which is cool. Same with white. Yeah, I'll take a look at. We'll go through you know, each of these binders. It's good for me to get a sense and revisit the collection in its entirety. And you know, I hope you enjoy looking at the old cards like I do. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye.